In the Cathay army, a granite sentinel with 4 iron hail gunners supporting it take up the eastern flank. A Cathayan grand cannon with an ogre loader stands ready to punish the enemy. 20 jade warriors with drilled and the standard of the jade banner take up the centre, accompanied by a gatekeeper with the battle standard bearer and the strategist general wearing the jade armour of Bei Chai. 10 jade warriors with halberds and drilled make a detachment, supported by a supreme astromancer with the learned Fengshi bow. Finally, the western flank is supported by 4 crane gunner teams occupying a wall position and a sky lantern. In the forces of chaos, 5 chaos knights with heavy armour lances barding and the mark of Khorne take up the western flank. Then, 20 Chaos Warriors bearing the Mark of Slanesh with additional hand weapons are joined by an Exalted Sorcerer at level 2. At the centre of the line is a Chaos Giant. 24 Chaos Marauders from the Cult of the Fell Raptor with hand weapon and shield bearing the Icon of Darkness are joined by a Champion of Ruin named Maldorak the Mighty, and on the eastern flank, a Chimera.
In today's game, the Chaos Champion, Maldorak, will be using rules from the new March of Chaos book. At creation, he receives not 1, not 2, but 3 ill-fated gifts. And we're going to generate these up and use them to get an idea of what this guy should be called. The first ill-fated gift is the result of 2d6. That is a 6. He has a Dark Executioner bonus, giving him an additional weapon skill.
Ooh.
Second, a 10, giving him the Strength of Chaos, an extra strength characteristic.
Good so far.
So far, yep. And a second 10, giving him another strength characteristic.
So is he base strength 4? So now he's strength 6.
He is base strength 4, yes, he is now strength 6.
What's he armed with?
A hand weapon, I believe.
So it's hitting like a great weapon.
It is indeed.
Without the AP.
Well, these are still an ensorcelled weapon, so it's AP 1.
Yeah, but...
So, I believe we should be calling him Maldorak the Mighty. Both forces contain a wizard, and so they will have an opportunity to channel before they generate their spells. Starting off with the Exalted Sorcerer, Sloravestine the Elegant. As a level 2 wizard, they receive D3 plus 1, there's 3 channeling dice. How about Peng King Shen, the Supreme Astromancer? He's level 3, so he gets 2d3.
Oh, 2d3. Very nice.
6 channeling dice.
It's very tasty.
We can use those to do a variety of different things. At this stage in the game, we can spend 1 to re-roll a spell that we've randomly generated. So, let's take a look at the spells that I'm randomly generating. We have managed to get, let's see, Demonic Vigor, I like that, and Gathering Darkness. You know what? I'm not going to re-roll any. I like those 2. We have the summoning through the Rod of the Damned, so there's no problem there.
Peng, being a level 3 wizard, but having a learning fetching bow, generated Fireball, Curse of Arrow Attraction, Curse of Cowardly Fight, and Pillar of Fire. Now, because of having the Cloak of Po-Mei, he also knows all 3 spells from the Law of Yang, because that's his chosen spell. So I'm going to swap out, because of your high leadership.
Well, are you going to re-roll any of them before you swap one out?
No, because I'm going to keep the 3 that I want, which are Fireball, Curse of Arrow Attraction, and Pillar of Fire. I'm going to swap Curse of Cowardly Fight for Hammer Hand.
Right, now we need to roll off the first turn. In today's battle, it's all about Ian keeping me away from the Grand Bastion, and myself invading the lands of Cathay through it. So, I brought a 2 for the going first. Ian's got a 4. Well, good luck, my friend.
Brilliant. Right.
As the threat grew, the long history of the Great Bastion informed Miao Ying's strategy.
So, having just breached the Bastion, Peng reaches out and feels for those celestial winds, but unfortunately they're not blowing for the army, so I've got no buffs at the moment. But seeing an opportunity, he's going to attempt to channel to increase the range of Curse of Arrow Attraction by D6, because we measured and he's just out of range of those Warriors of Chaos. But with the extra couple of inches that it could give, it could give him that opportunity to have me re-rolling ones in shooting against them early, which would be quite good. So there's the challenge. So 2 extra inches.
You needed a 3.
Yeah, so, well, can't change that. So, yeah, that's one of my channeling dice gone. The lantern drifting over the wall gets a sightline on the Chaos Knights and hitting on 6s. Oh, 1 hit. And then for the commander, hitting on 5s. Nope, so just 1. These are strength 6. 2s. 1, 2, AP minus 2.
3 up save by default, I'm pretty sure, so...
The Sky Lantern continues to drift across, opening up a sightline on those Chaos Knights to the crane guns on the wall. These are hitting on 6s. 2 hits this time.
Damn.
Very
Okay.
nice. Wounding on 2s again, because it is the same gun. That's a 4 and a 5, so still AP 2 again.
5s to armor save. Both armor save.
Beautiful. Peng pulls in the Winds of Magic once more to cast a fireball at those approaching Chaos Warriors. That would be a 13 to cast.
That's pretty good.
That's very good. Well done, Peng.
I will attempt to fate it for the hopeful double 6. That is definitely not a double 6.
No. So 2d6 strength 4 hits. That is a
8.
Lovely 8. Okay, so 4s. Ooh, not great there. Only 2 at AP 0.
2 at AP 0, 4 up armor saves then. 1 made, and a 6 up Chaos Armor ward save. Not made, so 1 Chaos Warrior bites the dust.
Seeing an opportunity to disrupt the movement of the Chaos Forces, the artillerist in charge of the cannon takes aim at the giant, hoping to disrupt the ground under its very feet. So, it's a 2.
2 inches forwards. And now for the bounce.
That's 8 inches, so that will hit the giant.
Well, that will hit the back quarter of the giant specifically.
Yes.
But that won't matter, because as soon as it comes close to the giant, crunch comes into effect, and it stops, embedding itself in the giant. Go on, roll to wound.
Okay, so 2. I don't think that'll wound
Your
the giant.
strength 10.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So toughness merely less than 10.
7, isn't it?
Definitely 7. Not enough to defend against great cannons. So that's a successful wound. No armor save from light armor.
Okay.
Straight through into...
D3 plus 1. That's 4 wounds.
And so we've got 2 wounds remaining on the giant. It doesn't seem like Mad Dong is going to be around much longer.
A very cagey first turn. We've had some good shooting on my left flank. The cannon did very, very well into the giant as well. And we've staged a lot of things around the board. We'll see how the Chaos Marauders respond to it.
Those who defended the wall were its greatest strength, yet complacency could make them its weakness.
Clearly, fortune favours us because the forces of Cathay have exited from the Great Bastion, leaving a pretty good vulnerability if we can punch through their defensive line. So, in pursuit of this, both of our characters have attempted to beseech the gods and have received their favour in the form of a permanent increase of +1 attack. On top of that, we had to go at casting Demonic Vigour over here for the extra initiative, movement, and toughness, and were successful. Simply put, this turn, it's going to be a lot of moving forwards, pressing the advantage, and trying to avoid letting that big old nasty sentinel destroy our Chimera before it can get where it needs to go. Advancing forwards has been pretty effective. We've not marched with the Chaos Warriors, so we can cast the Summoning with the Rod of the Damned, but otherwise, it is a sweeping advance with a particular threat on my left flank, which, given the orientation of the battle being north in my direction, that would be the eastern flank of the battlefield. We've only got one form of shooting across the entire army, and that is casting the Summoning, which I will direct at the large unit of Jade Warriors with their shields and hand weapons. I have brought a 7 plus 2 for the Summoning on the Rod of the Damned. Yes, that is +2 for a power level 2 magic item for a total of 9 to cast.
My Supreme Astromancer will attempt to deny it.
Will you channel a Dispel?
Yes, why not? I've still got I've got extra dice. Why not?
A total of 9 plus 2 for your level is 11. It is dispelled. Not much else to say for this turn then. Let's carry on into Cathay.
Miao Ying resolved to offer her enemies a weakness and lure them to the battlefield of her choosing.
The Supreme Astromancer, seeing the Chaos advance, orders his Bloodstone warriors to hold firm and to hold the gatehouse, while units on the flank are going to advance forwards to hopefully cause a bit of damage. The Cathayan Sentinel eyes up the Chaos Champion and sees a potential chance to decapitate the snake. The Sentinel, seeking blood, was successful in its charge and hits the front of the Marauders. A rather ignoble shooting phase. The handgunners, seeing the Manticore approaching, panic and missed all their shots. However, the cannon did manage to hit the beast squarely in its chest, but its unholy fortitude knitted that wound back up to it only took one wound. The crane gunners on the wall, again, couldn't land their shots into the knights, but the balloon could, again, reducing their number down by 2, so there's now only 2 remaining. Also attempted to cast Constellation of Dragon into the knights to finish them off, but was denied by the Chaos Sorcerer, who saw what they were doing.
The Granite Sentinel directs 3 attacks into Maldorak the Mighty and is not successful with hitting any of them.
Okay, that means that we're into the Marauders then.
Yeah.
Beginning with the Champion of Ruin himself, Maldorak the Mighty. Weapon skill 7, he's hitting on 3s. That is 3 successful hits.
Mhm.
And he had an extra attack thanks to his earlier Beseeching of the Gods.
Yes.
Then, at strength 6, he's going to be wounding on 4s.
Yes.
That is 2 wounding hits with his hand weapon and ensorcelled blade, giving him an extra pip of AP.
So 6 up on save for me. Make one fair one. I do also have a regeneration. No, I do not.
No. Never mind that he has full plate because he is a Granite Sentinel.
Yes.
Let's see if the Marauders can prove any better. Their weapon skill 4, and so hitting on 4s. 4 misses is pretty nice. However, we are going to be looking for 6s to win.
Yes.
Not a single wounding hit. Onto the stomps from the Sentinel.
Oh, yes. D3 plus 1. That's 3. Wounding on 2s.
I expect so.
Yep.
If you're going into the... Who are you going into, sorry?
This will be into the regular unit.
Yep, they are toughness 4.
Yep, so 1.
APs?
He's a behemoth, isn't he? So maybe is it 2 for a behemoth?
Yes, it is. Light armor, shields, and hand weapons, so a 6-up armor save. It is saved. Therefore, combat resolution isn't looking great for the Sentinel, but he is unbreakable. So will you be giving ground 2 inches or using a once per game, staying still?
I'll stay still. Apart from the Sentinel not doing particularly well in combat, I feel like that turn went the way that the Grand Strategist had planned. We are in a good position, I feel, to continue whittling away these Chaos Forces until they break upon the Great Bastion itself.
4 months she manoeuvred her garrisons. Only the Snake Gate appeared vulnerable to attack.
And so it comes to the minute where I think we can make the forces of Cathay break upon the rocks of their own bastion. As such, we are going to go ahead and declare a charge with the Chimera into the Grand Cannon, the Giant, and the frenzied Knights of Chaos with the Mark of Corn into the Halberdiers. Failing their terror check, the cannon crew bolt, leaving behind the war machine, and flee to the safety of the Grand Bastion. The Chimera rushes forwards, too enraged to bother about redirecting towards the gunners, and catches up to where the cannon crew was left moments ago. The Giant has not been putting in his cardio, and so stumbles a mere 3 inches straight forwards, while the Chaos Knights hurry clean into the combat. We've got an opportunity now with the wizard tied up in combat. Our sorcerer will raise up the Rod of the Damned and cast Gathering Darkness. That is a 9 plus 2 is 11 We need to see a double 6 from Cathay if they want to dispel with the fated winds.
Yes.
Unfortunately, a 4 and a 1 does not cut it. Now, we must ask ourselves, what the dickens does the summoning do? It is 2d6 shots. 7 shots.
What's this going into?
This is going into the Jade Warriors.
Oh.
These 7 shots are at strength 4, so that's 3s to wound. 3 wounding hits because of 4 1s. At AP -1. So 4 up armor saves, I believe, go to a 5 up.
Correct.
No.
But they do a 6 up ward save, currently.
Ooh.
Thanks to the Great Bastion.
That is useful. Let's see if we get it. They do not, I'm afraid. 3 Jade Warriors have been torn apart by demonic beasts that have been called forth from the realm of chaos to chow upon their foes. Having lost 1 Marauder, it is still a victory to the forces of chaos, and he will give ground 2 inches. Maldorak the Mighty, hungry for battle and vengeance, will press forwards. Right, Ian, my Chaos Champion there, addled though he may be by the powers of Khorne, still has enough honour to cast the gauntlet at your Astromancer and demand a duel.
My Astromancer, being a wizard, is going to politely decline.
Well, may he be cast forth from the ranks of combat in shame and suliment. Right, with that in mind, we are frenzied Chaos Knights.
Wow.
This means that we have a reasonable quantity of attacks. 3 from the champion, 2 from the knight at weapon skill 5. We are looking at 3s to hit because the winds of Cathay have not been blowing well. So with that 3 hits, we are looking at 2s to wound thanks to strength 6. 2 wounding hits, 1 at AP2, 1 at AP3.
So just because I'm heavy armor, I don't get the AP2.
Or the AP3.
Or the AP3, no.
So,
I don't.
2 dead.
2 dead.
2 not frenzied. Knights of Chaos, their horses both hit.
Of course they do.
Chaos Steeds are strength 4, 1 wounds, 5 up armor save.
5 up armor save. Rerolling 1s, which is very handy. Nope, still a fail, so that's 3 dead. So I have 7 attacks back, having lost 3.
Yes, indeed.
So these are hitting you on 4s. Excellent.
I suspect this is going to be a dead unit of Chaos Knights.
Lots of ones, and then wounding you on 3s, being strength 5.
Why are you strength 5?
No, 4s even. Because I'm strength, yeah.
Your strength 3, up to 4, 4 to wound.
1 wound at AP -1.
We have a 4 up armor save. Try that again. That is no success. So, the Knights of Chaos have won the combat by 1, as 3 of the halberds die, but the banner is also slain on impact. That leaves the unit champion to drive back the halberdiers, though they do only give ground, and he follows up. And this is how they finish. And lo, the lines of the Cathayan defenders are broken before the mights of chaos. The Chimera is mighty. The Khorne warrior is mighty-ish. Is not quite as good as the Chimera, I'll say, but and the Marauders are driving back one big beast made of granite and stone. The giant needs to go on a cardio diet. Cut back on the carbs, get a bit less fat in there, more protein. Maybe actually he needs more carbs. Maybe that's the problem. He didn't actually make it in. We'll get beyond there. We'll go and get him plenty of rice and grain.
Maybe he's had too many carbs. Maybe he's diabetic.
Maybe. Oh, damn. Mad Dong. We're going to have to get you tested for your insulin level.
I mean, I've got a finger prick test in my bag.
Okay, well, we'll get back to you on this important issue. But otherwise, we're into turn 3 for the forces of Cathay.
Its defenders were depleted as autumn passed, and when winter came, no reinforcements were sent.
So I don't think we're in a destitute position as Cathay, but I do feel like certain units need to start pulling their weight. The Sentinel needs to actually start cutting his way through the Marauders. I think targeting the champion might be leading to his own demise. The handgunners need to actually be able to hit something. That would be really helpful if they could. And the balloon and the crane gun are going to need to attempt to thin out the ranks of the Chaos Marauders.
Or warriors, even.
Sorry, the warriors and the giant, potentially. As the Chimera flew over to attack the cannon, the marksman in the Iron Hail Gunners fired, but alas, he couldn't penetrate the scaly hide of the beast. The Sky Lantern did fire across at it, but its wounds healed and stitched back up, preventing it from taking much damage. The crane gun teams on the wall, seeing the giant approaching the Bloodstone Guard in the middle, did manage to get a shot off and plink one more bit of damage into it, but it's still standing.
Yeah, halberds and such. So you took the extra weapon skill, so I'm hitting on 4s.
Yep.
With my still 3 attacks, so I followed up, so I retain frenzy. No
Jesus,
hits.
I chose the right one.
And at initiative 3, the Chaos Steed fights at the same time, hitting on 4s. No success. I think the Chaos Knight is dead.
So I'm hitting on 4s.
You are hitting on 4s. 3 hits. 4s to wound.
1 wound, AP 1.
Oh, we could survive. We survive. You, however, win the combat through outnumbering.
Yes.
And we break and flee, retreating back 9 inches. Actually, it would be more along this line like that.
Now, the Grand Strategist will call to them to be more tactical than normal. They have restrained, but because of his ability, he's going to actually get them to fall back in good order to wheel and face off against that Manticore.
Now we move into this eternal war between the mighty Sentinel, the Marauders, and most importantly, Malbarak the Mighty.
The Sentinel is wheeling up a big swipe across the unit, so all the Marauders will attack first.
Starting with Malbarak. 3s to hit. 3 successful hits.
Very nice.
He's allergic to making use of that 1 extra attack he got from the gods on turn 1. But at strength 6, he's 4s to wound. That is 2 wounding hits at AP -1.
So on 5s.
Oops.
No, that's 2 wounds taken.
Ouch. We have a brief but important opening with these 10 Marauder attacks. Can we defeat the beast? That's a pretty good set of dice rolls to get us started. I suspect we're only going to get 1 wound. We are looking for 6s here.
Yep.
No wounds.
So I make 2d3 extra attacks.
Extra 4 attacks on top of his 3
3
already.
normally, yes.
Ooh, 7 attacks into the unit.
At strength 6.
And your weapon skill 5,
5.
so 3s to hit.
3s to hit.
All hit.
Okay, he's. I think he just needed to get his eye in.
What's his strength?
6.
2s to wound.
Okay, so we drop 1, so that is 5 at -2 and 1 at -3.
Okay, the 1 at -3 is a 6-up ward save. Failed. And then the 5 at -2 are 6s. And then 6s again. 3, so 4 have died in total. You have peeled the disposable rank. Over the course of the combat, he suffers 2 wounds, slays 4 Marauders, but they continue to push him back, driving in, believing victory is nigh.
So an excellent result with the Halberdiers, freeing up the Astromancer to stare down the Chimera, and hopefully they can lend a hand to their brethren in the middle. The Sentinel is still tying up that unit. I'd have hoped he would have done more damage, but at least he's actually done something this turn. And disappointing shooting going into Chaos turn 4.
At last, beneath dark clouds and rolling thunder, Kurgan's scouts began their ascent of the Snake Gate.
Well, this is going to be a pretty important turn. First of all, we are receiving +1 initiative on our Chaos champion, and an extra attack on our Sorcerer. So our Sorcerer is now the same number of attacks as our champion himself. Now, there is a very important moment that we're looking at here. Through a combination of the might of the Sorcerer and hopefully the terror-causing beasts descending upon the line, we hope to break it and therefore there's going to be a lot of casting going off with channeling involved, which I expect is going to be met by dispelling with channeling from our opposition.
You are correct.
Okay, I will use one of my 3 channeling dice to add an additional d6 to my casting roll of Gathering Darkness being thrown at the Jade Warriors.
That's the one I need to stop, so I will throw one of my channeling dice to stop you.
I am bringing a total of 11, plus 1 is 12, minus 2 is 10.
Yes, because I have -2 from the armor. Thank you for reminding me. And I have an 11 plus 2 is a 13.
That is a great shame. We can't channel to make you not do that, so... Okay, the grand strategy has been halted momentarily. The charges are simple. The giant tries to throw himself into the halberdiers. They stand firm, but the giant doesn't feel like he's got the distance in him and fails his charge yet again.
I think he's having a hypo.
I think so. The Chimera flies and slams into the flank of the Jade Warriors. Not enough to disrupt them, but hopefully it will reduce the attacks coming back. In the compulsory moves phase, the Chaos Knight continues to flee a total of 6 inches away from the combat. Meanwhile,
tired.
having moved 5 inches forwards, the Warriors of Chaos stand ready to unleash the summoning into the halberdiers. Casting the summoning with the Rod of the Damned. That is an 8 plus 2 is 10, minus 1 is 9, is a successful cast on the money.
I will try and stop it. No, not on a 5, I won't.
Excellent. 2d6. Only 4. That's a bit of a shame. Strength 4 is 3s to wound.
Correct.
That is 3 wounding hits at AP minus 1, 6s to save.
6 to save. Ooh. No, that's 3 dead.
And do they panic?
It will be a panic check, won't it? Won't moving them. Can't roll them in the trade today. That's a 5. That's an okay.
Excellent. Having lost 4 marauders, that is a victory by 2, did you say, Ian?
Yes.
To the Chaos Marauders, who will once again pursue at the beck and call of Maldorak the Mighty. Having killed one of the Jade Warriors and inflicted a wound onto the strategist, the Chimera panics in its outnumbered state and flees with only 3 wounds remaining, potentially into a nasty pool of gunfire. With 3 wounds left on the Chimera, a very battered and beleaguered giant, it's safe to say that what I needed to have happen this turn has not gone off. I hoped the Sentinel would fall. I hoped that the giant would at least break the sorcerers. And we're just not there. I think we're going to lose some important things in the turn 4 of Grand Cathay.
Hidden by the storm, they slew the sentries and sieged the watchtowers before any warning could be raised.
My wizard's not going to cast anything in the command phase. He's instead going to hold everything for the for later to try and do as much damage as possible, because I feel I need to remove as many bodies as I can before they get to charge in. So, seeing the Chimera fleeing, the handgunners are brave and charge at it, causing it to flee away. How far does it go?
15 inches.
15 inches, whereas they, alas, rolled very well, but only rolled 10 in their follow-up. So they are going to be chasing it down with their heavy little handguns. So my crane gunners took aim at the giant, but unfortunately couldn't get through its thick hide. But the balloon at the back could, dealing the 1 wound needed to finally kill it. My Astromancer managed to get a fireball off into the unit of Warriors of Chaos, damaging 2 of them, but unfortunately their armor was just too strong. The wizard on his final cast this turn casts Pillar of Fire, confusing the strategist, who at the same time threw a Dragonfire bomb, and it landed just a bit short because he missed, and then he sees a massive Pillar of Fire erupting, so I think he thinks Nangaum has been producing some extra spicy grenades.
3 marauders die as the mighty Sentinel tips forwards, crushing into them. And victory is claimed. Right, Ian. That's
Look. We'll pick a side. There we go.
okay.
There we go.
Right, Ian. That's the end of your turn. Summarize.
Yeah, the wizard getting the pillar of fire off is very, very useful. It could hit the balloon. We'll see. Kind of whiffed with everything else, but getting rid of the giant, losing my giant does sting a little bit. Oh, you never chose to reform if you wanted to with your orders.
Yes. I will overrun first of all,
Oh, okay.
and then I will try to reform. There we go.
Yep.
Setting up a beautiful flank charge.
But having 2 units fleeing on the board is good.
Actually, even better than that.
An even bigger flank charge. Having 2 units fleeing from chaos on the board is really handy at the moment. And we'll just hope that the Pillar of Fire can do some damage to the Chaos Warriors.
Soon, a vast Kurgan horde filled the mountain pass, marching beneath the sigil of a crimson eagle.
We will scatter the Pillar of Fire,
And it stays where it is.
which is probably one of the better results for me.
I think it's quite simple. Things cannot be allowed to stand as they have been doing so far. This was meant to be a mighty assault, and it has stalled. So we will go ahead and attempt to dispel the Pillar of Fire. Then we'll be casting a Gathering Darkness onto the large unit of Jade Warriors before both of our units of infantry rush forwards to meet the Jade Warriors, and we get into an incredible battle where we may even see, now I know this might be shocking for the people at home, a supporting charge come into effect from a detachment. Someone get a ukulele. I need to make an apology. I have failed my charge, and as such, the Jade Warriors that I'd promised would be able to make a supporting charge are unable to. I've let you all down, and I apologize sincerely. They can't even cast a spell anymore because they've tried to charge. So, into the combat we go! The Lord, Maldorak the Mighty, turns to the champion of the Marauders and he says, "Show me what you're made of, little man. Appease the powers beyond." And he drives the Marauder champion, let's name him Burke, to issue a challenge.
I'll accept it on my BSB.
Then the BSB may attack Burke.
On my Gatekeeper with his Strikes First Sword. So 2 attacks, and he's weapon score 7 at the moment.
That's 4, so it's still 3s.
That's 2 6s. This is strength 5.
Okay.
So 2s.
3s. I'm toughness 4.
That's 1 at -1.
1 at -1. A 5 up armor save on Burke. Burke makes the save.
Good on Burke.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need to make another apology video. Fetch me a bigger ukulele. Toughness 3. I think 1 wound went through
No, I rolled
somewhere.
a 2. Oh no, a 2 would have. It was when during the duel.
It was during the duel.
You'd have had a second save to make.
Let's make a second save on Burke. Burke is going to grab his sword and he's going to bellow a war cry, getting 2 hits with his 6s.
Just like I did.
And then strength 4 into toughness 4.
Toughness 4, yes.
I expect it'll be toughness 4. He gets no wounding hits. A duel continues between the mighty Sen Kui Wen and Burke. Maldorak the Mighty, who, I think we forgot to mention this in the start of turn phase, the Eye of the Gods table, Maldorak the Mighty and Sloravestine both achieved Dark Apotheosis, and their leadership went up by 1, and so did their strength. So Maldorak the Mighty is now strength 7 with his hand weapon.
He was already winning on 2s, so it doesn't really matter.
Weapon skill 7 into 4 or 5 is 3.
5 at the moment.
He has hit all
of
his attacks. 2s to wound at AP -1. He's still somehow managed to fluff it with 3 successful wounds.
Rerolling 1s.
Indeed.
Well, there's 2 5s and a 4.
All of them have been saved. So now we can look at the Marauders. Therefore, weapon skill 4, we're hitting on 4 with these 10 attacks. That is a very cocked dice. I always wonder if we should count a dice perfectly balanced on its corner as a 7.
Don't forget that 3.
That 3 is not in there.
I'm
And
just
so-
toughness 3. I'm just men.
6s, and you are just men, but I think I am strong men. I absolutely am not.
Shame.
4's the wound with
Yes.
strength 3. That is 2 wounding hits at AP 0.
I get to reroll that 1,
Okay.
which we're okay with. So that's 1 dead Jade warrior.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Well, apparently they are looking on 4s to hurt you.
Well, that's no luck.
No luck at all.
And so following that combat, this is how it all ends up. Well, I guess the purpose of the Grand Bastion and its defenders is to repel attacks, and boy, oh boy, have they repelled.
Cathayan artillery tore holes through their ranks, while hidden scouts fell upon the guns and silenced them.
So the Jade Warriors have noticed their numbers are starting to dwindle, and the Astromancer is coming up with a ploy to hopefully maybe do some damage. He is well aware, and so are his last few remaining range units, that we need to do as much damage to that Warrior Chaos unit as possible before it crashes into our brave Jade Warriors.
That is the most perfect of perfect invocations.
And it is on Constellation of the Dragon.
Ouch. And so, from the constellation of a dragon, 3 warriors of chaos have been destroyed. A further 1, 2, 3 have perished under the withering fire of Crane long guns, causing a panic, which was failed, resulting in a fallback in good order away from the nearest enemy, the balloon. 5 inches, therefore, forwards. And after the reform from fallback in good order is resolved, this is how it looks.
A really successful shooting from Cathay. We've really whittled down that blob of Warriors of Chaos, and actually having them run towards me in a bit of a panic means it's going to really blunt their charge into my Jade Warriors. We've also whittled away a couple of the Marauders as well, which will also give a hand. Now,
into turn 4 of Chaos.
Mutated trolls lumbered towards the gate, their flesh reforming around arrows and shattered fragments of shot.
Well, it is time for bloodshed, it is time for vengeance, and it is time for glory. We will go ahead and do a few little bits of charging into the Jade Warriors, but first we have achieved another dark apotheosis on Maldarak the Mighty, which puts him at strength 8, leadership 10, which is pleasant.
He's feeling very confident in himself.
The Manticore has failed its rally check and therefore will flee from the table. And also failing his rally check, the Chaos Knight will flee a distance of 17 inches, which, I mean, it might be close to the edge, but I think he's gone.
He's gone to the pub.
Which means that we have a very tight and concentrated force. We have failed a cast of Gathering Darkness. And so the only things that we have to do are declare a charge into the Jade Warriors with our Warriors of Chaos. And we will do the same with Maldarak the Mighty and his Chaos Marauders. Will you hold?
I will hold, and actually I will stand and shoot.
Mom.
I have a grenade.
I'm not going to do a challenge. There is no challenge from Cathay, and therefore the Celestial Blade from the Gatekeeper.
Yes.
By name of
Shen.
2 attacks from Shen the Gatekeeper. I am weapon skill 5, you are 7, it is 3s to hit, it is 2 successful hits. You are strength 5, I am toughness 4, so 3s to wound.
Not like that.
Oh dear.
Okay, so I think your sorcerer goes next.
Yeah. They are a regular sorcerer, 4 attacks, and he has achieved a dark apotheosis once.
Yes.
So,
strength 4.
Weapon skill 4, first of all. That is 3 hits.
Yep.
Then we are strength 5.
Oh, nice. Dues.
Well, that's just 3 AP minus 1.
So these are on 4s.
Excellent. Oh, almost down. Now we come to Maldarak the Mighty with his strength 8 hand weapon.
Yes.
Weapon skill 7 is hitting on 3s. All have hit. and 2s to wound. 3 successful wounds at AP -1 again.
4s. Oh, I get to reroll that one. Hey.
We've worked out that basically it doesn't really matter who goes when, so we'll start with the Warriors of Chaos. One of them must do battle with his friends in the Halberd unit, and so he will do just that, scoring a hit and a wound.
AP?
-1.
6. 6. 6. Hey, there we go. 1 day.
Then we have the unit champion, who is in base-to-base contact with the strategist,
Yes.
and so shall seek to behead the enemy general. 2 successful hits.
Yep.
Strength 4.
That was 3.
1 wound at AP -1. 5 and 5.
Yes. That's 2. That's 3. No.
Just the regular Warriors of Chaos, of which there are 4 into the unit as it stands. One of them, who is in base-to-base with the champion, will just take a swing at the champion for fun of it.
Okay.
He hits the champion.
Yep.
He wounds the champion at -1.
Champion saves.
That's fine. And then the other 3 into the unit itself. That's cocked. Get 1 hit. Get 1 wound.
Saved.
And now onto the Marauders in the flank. There are 6 attacks worth. That is only 2 successful hits, but 2 wounds at AP 0.
Saved. And not saved.
Okay.
One halberder who can attack first,
Yes.
because he's got the highest initiative. Hits. Wounds, AP2.
With AP2, I'm saving on a 5.
Yep. Yay! There we go. Right, then there's the one into the flank. So the one on the flank hits.
Yep.
Does not wound. Ooh.
Oh dear.
If only that could be to wound.
These are 5s to wound.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If only that could be to wound. I mean,
It's not far off it.
3 I'll take. AP 0 though, because they're just
3 ups and 6 ups. All saved on parries.
very nice.
And so Cathay has lost a lot of models. How many have they suffered in total?
3, 7.
Having a combat resolution difference of 9 meant that Cathay could not stand. Also outnumbered exactly to the man. Both fallback and good order results turned to flee.
Yep.
With the gate being closest, the models favour fleeing to the gate, and both units just managed to reach it, escaping to freedom, thus only scoring for being fleeing units rather than dead and fled, as the Marauders chased after them.
Which is the same for my cannon, technically, as well.
That's true. And that's how they end up. And so I think we have cracked it. We've taken control of the gatehouse by a landslide. So we're going to be scoring 200 victory points for controlling that region. We've got...
if you survive.
If I survive. We've got 4 units within enemy deployment zone. So that's going to be another 200 points if nothing changes. Although a lot of the Cathayan troops have fled off the table to the safety on the other side of the bastion, baiting the Chaos forces forwards into Cathay, where the Storm Dragon has her schemes afoot, I still think we will take a victory in this battle at this point.
Ladders rose against the walls, and fur-clad warriors climbed through a storm of Cathayan steel.
It's really just damage control now, I feel, for Cathay. I've still got a lot of shooting and quite a few points on the board, which can do a fair amount. The wizards hopefully going to be able to get some big casts off to help protect what is left of this gate, and hopefully support his ranged contingents who are still on the battlefield. So the Iron Hailguns managed to take out 2 Marauders. The wizard, unfortunately, could not cast a single thing. Fireball was dispelled, and the Constellation of the Dragon also was a fail. So no more damage to those Marauders, but then between the 2 Crane Gun teams, we managed to kill 5 Chaos Warriors, which was great to cause a panic check, but unfortunately, on a 7, you passed it.
Kurgan warriors died by the score, yet numbers won the day, and not one Cathayan defender survived.
Our turn is going to be very simple. We needn't roll on the Eye of the Gods table any longer. Our sorcerer will step out of the unit to have a final bomb attack at the Astromancer and see if we can win the wizard duel once and for all. And then after that, the Warriors of Chaos will simply move backwards by 2 inches. Maybe they'll do a turn by 2 inches and then walk forwards 2 inches. Overall, there's no reason for the Marauders and Maldavar the Mighty to go anywhere. Presumably he's bench pressing the gate right now with his strength 8. He wins an arm wrestle against a giant on 2s. So we will take a look and see if our sorcerer can win this ongoing duel. So we'll cast the summoning through the Rod of the Damned. That is a 6 plus 2 is 7 minus 1. That is a fail. We tried to cast the summoning, and we just didn't even get off in the first place. And so the wizard duel remains. At that, we are at the end of the game. We get 50 points for every unit wholly within, mostly within our Ian's deployment zone.
Mm-hmm.
So for Ian, he gets 50 points for his wizard and 50 points for his crane guns. 100 points, very respectable. For myself, I have my wizard, my character, my Marauders of Chaos, and my Warriors of Chaos within his deployment zone for 200 points. Furthermore, the semicircular space representing the gatehouse, I have the majority unit strength and therefore control it, scoring an additional 200 points. With 400 scenario points earned by myself and only 100 earned by Ian, it's going to be an uphill battle for him to claim victory. Let's take a look at the final scores.
And so at the end of the game, we see a mighty victory to the Kurgan tribes as they plunder down through the gate, through the Grand Bastion, and into the lands of Cathay itself. I'll not keep you all too long as we are approaching the 50-minute mark. Thank you all for watching, and please go ahead and check out our sponsor and partner at UK Resin Print. The link to their website is in the description down below, and you can head over to them to find a wonderful range of resin 3D printed miniatures. Please leave some comments down below. It is wonderful to have an opportunity to interact with you, the audience, and I hope you enjoyed this game and are looking forwards to the rest of this campaign based on the Breaching the Grand Bastion narrative written about in Arcane Journal by the same name. Thanks for watching.